We are live, Mr. Chairman. The meeting's all yours.
Thank you, Scott. Good evening. This is the December 15th, 2020 meeting of the Town of Northborough, Massachusetts Water and Sewer Commission. Pursuant to Governor Baker's March 12th, 2020 order suspending certain provisions of the Open Meeting Law, General Laws, Chapter 30A, Section 18, and the Governor's March 15th, 2020 order imposing strict limitation on the number of people that may gather in one place, this meeting of the Water and Sewer Commission will be conducted via remote participation. No in-person attendance by members of the public will be permitted. However, there has been a YouTube live stream link that's been provided on the town's website with the documents for the commission meeting. Our first item is consideration of the meeting minutes of August 17th, 2020 regular meeting and public hearing. And at this point, I'll open it up to members of the commission with any comments or edits you would like.
Mr. Chairman, I have no comments. Looked good.
Okay.
I had no comments.
All right, very quickly. I only had one thing, and it could easily be not included in the item number 2, the public hearing, the third paragraph. Kind of in the middle of that paragraph, it says taking into consideration historical actuals. I'm suggesting perhaps consider adding as well as upcoming budget and financial trends. It could read either way.
Makes sense for the addition.
And beyond that, I have nothing further. So, hearing nothing in terms of other comments from the commission members, this will be a motion by roll call to approve the minutes of the August 17th, 2020 regular meeting public hearing as amended. Commissioner Furman?
Aye.
Commissioner Pepe?
Aye.
And Commissioner Meters, aye. Our next item on the agenda is a formal vote regarding electronic signatures accepting the provisions of Mass General Law, Chapter 110G. And for some background, I'll give it over to Public Works Director Scott Charpentier.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The Registry of Deeds allows electronic signatures by municipal boards under Mass General Law, Chapter 110, Article G, the Uniform Electric Transaction Act. But there are certain requirements that need to be followed in order to allow this to happen. There needs to be a certificate of vote that gets attested to by the town clerk. The town clerk will attest to the vote by reviewing the public meeting recording that we're conducting right now. Once that's done, then that certificate of vote gets recorded at the Registry of Deeds, and thereafter electronic signatures are deemed acceptable to the Registry of Deeds. This isn't a new law. It's been in effect for a while, but it's far more it's used far more often now with a lot of the remote meetings due to the COVID-19 pandemic. So if there's any other questions, I'd be happy to field them. I'm certainly not an expert on Mass General Law, Chapter 110, Article G, but I do know it's been exercised by other boards and commissions to allow a more streamlined approach, especially with remote meetings.
Okay, very good. I'll open it up to any questions from the commission.
No questions.
No questions. Excellent.
No questions.
All right. Well, therefore, this will be a motion by roll call to recognize and accept the provisions of Mass General Laws, Chapter 110G, regarding electronic signatures and that its members will henceforth execute documents either with electronic signatures or with wet ink signatures, and that both will carry the same legal weight and effect. Commissioner Furman,
Aye.
Commissioner Pepe,
Aye.
and Commissioner Meter is also aye. Our next agenda item is consideration of a sewer betterment order for 15 Beverly Road. And again, I'll hand it to Public Works Director Scott Charpentier. Mr. Charpentier.
Can you hear me
you're
now?
on. Yeah,
This will be a little better, right? So we have a number of betterments on the agenda today. There are 3 sewer betterments, one at 15 Beverly, 2 at South Street. Those are new developments. The 15 Beverly is not a new development. That is at the corner of Beverly and Assabet. The house was previously on a septic tank, and they're proposing to tie into town sewer. It's convenient because the discharge from the home is in the back, which allows it to access Assabet without going into the newly paved Beverly Road. So that's a benefit to the resident. 223 and 227 South Streets, water and sewer betterments. Those are for the new development you see at the top of the hill on South Street by the curve, just north of Northgate. It's visible by a large kind of rock gravel meandering driveway up the hill. Those betterments are short duration. It's expected that once the development is done, the developer will likely sell, and those betterments will be paid off quickly. The contractor has brought the services off the road and stubbed them at the property limits with witnesses. And the expectation is that they will be connecting in the next construction season. So that's kind of a summary of all of them bundled up as one, Mr. Chairman.
Yeah, my apologies. I thought we were doing these individually. So this is actually this action agenda item is sewer betterment order for 15 Beverly Road, 223 South Street, and 227 South Street.
Yep.
Just one quick question on the 223, 227, Scott. I noticed that those still have curbs. Is that a state curb cut requirement, or what's that? Is that curb going to stay there? They're going to ride vehicles over that? I know it's not a water and sewer, but I notice it every time I drive up that hill.
Yeah, they're keeping the curb there until they work on the driveway and get a road opening permit to open the curb. That's a state numbered route, but a town owned road. So that's a town road. South Street 135 is owned by the town. The contractor left the curbing in now to maintain gutter flow while he's doing his excavation. The sewer will be a single stub for the 2 homes. From the slope you see there's likely going to be 2 drop manholes. I've instructed the developer to install a drop manhole on the private side of the property line to get down to the sewer. And my expectation is that he'll likely do another drop manhole somewhere in the slope to avoid substantial rock cuts. So it'll be a single sewer service up the driveway, and then it'll branch off into the 2 homes.
And since you brought it up, what the water sewer is copper, or is that plastic, or?
The sewer is all PVC. The chimney would be PVC as well, likely concrete encased, and the water is copper. Yes.
Okay, thank you. I think I've already asked any questions, comments on this item from commission members?
No comment.
No.
Okay. All right. Well, this will be a motion by roll call to execute the sewer betterment order for 15 Beverly Road, 223 South Street, and 227 South Street. Commissioner Furman,
Aye.
Commissioner Pepe,
Aye.
and Commissioner Meter is also aye. Our next item is water consideration of water betterment order for 223 South Street and 227 South Street. And anything further on background, Scott?
No, they're taking the same approach with the water services. They've got two water services off the main. Stop them at curb stop. Well, there are witnesses now. They'll put in curb stops and then run the two water services up the hill, maintaining the horizontal separation. My expectation is that they're going to counter quite a bit of rock. So when they go through that process, I'll expect to see a cross section likely showing a rock hump to remain. Typically, if you have a wider trench and you want to put water and sewer utilities in the same trench, you need to have undisturbed soil between the two. My expectation is that undisturbed soil will probably be ledge. But we'll see a design drawing for the three services, I guess, the single sewer going up the hill and the two water, just to confirm safety protocols are being met.
All right. Any questions, comments on this item from commission members?
No questions.
No questions.
Okay, excellent. This will be a motion by roll call to execute the water betterment order for 223 South Street and 227 South Street. Commissioner Furman,
Aye.
Commissioner Pepe,
Aye.
Commissioner Meter is also an aye. And that's everything we have on our agenda. I guess there is probably some informational items to cover.
Yeah, I'll give you some updates on our current ongoing projects if you like.
Yeah, please.
Okay, we have our annual hydrant replacement program for FY21 that's got underway last week. We replaced 4 hydrants on Winter Street, which was a bit of a challenge because of the roadway width, but they all went in successfully in a matter of 2 days. So that kicks off our 2021 hydrant replacement. The water storage tank project is still in the can. We haven't bid it out yet. There's a wide fluctuation of range of material costs lately, and the normal benefit of bidding something during the winter time in hopes of getting competitive bids may not bear the fruit we expect this year because of the shortage of materials. So I'm working with our engineer and the primary vendor to find out how the material costs are going and if it's beneficial to bid that come January or February, or are we better off waiting? As you know, tank work can only be done well seasonally. You can do the exterior work seasonally, but the interior work, the TideFlex mixing system, should be installed either in the spring or the fall during low demand but appropriate temperatures. We have 2 sewer pump station updates. One is the Forbes Road pump station has a new generator that's been installed and commissioned. It's up and running. Previously, the generator was a manual switch generator, so we had to go out there and turn it on, and it suffered a catastrophic mechanical failure during the manufacturing phase of the new generator. So that's installed and up and running. There's a couple little punch list things to take care of, but that takes one more off the list of backup power we need to do. The other pump station update is Wesson Terrace. Wesson Terrace pump station serves a somewhat small catchment area, but it is in the neighborhood is all on well water. So it doesn't see a lot of flow during power outages, but as we get more and more outages, more and more people put generators in, so it sees more and more flow. We just signed a PO to purchase a new generator at that location, and our design engineer has completed the electrical line work, and we're awaiting notification on lead time for that generator. I expect that generator to be available for installation in the spring. Generators are about 3 months out when it comes to receipt of them. So that'll put another one off the list. The last pump station we have without backup power is Town Hall, and we're working on a means of getting this pump station to be connected to our undersized generator here at Town Hall. There may be a way to do that, I'm hoping. Maybe a VFDs or a motor change or an ability to lighten the startup load, I guess, is the concern we have. The last project we have ongoing is the water garage. So the wetland replication is done. The materials are dug out. Obviously, the plantings aren't done yet. The foundation, Tim, have they started excavating for the foundation yet?
No, they have not. They're planning on starting that next week, maybe if they get a chance.
Okay, so I know the shop drawings were approved. The building permit for the foundation was issued. And that's the next step. The building itself hasn't been submitted yet. So that's the big item, obviously, is the actual metal building. But that we haven't received any information on it being delayed in any way. So we're still on schedule with the building. The draft capital plan is being prepared for FY22. Believe it or not, we're talking about FY22. Nothing has really changed dramatically off what's been presented in our 6-year capital plan. So we had SCADA on the capital plan for FY22. It's been built into our rate study. So my expectation is that we'll at least be presenting that at town meeting this coming year. You have anything to add, Tim? Did I miss anything?
Nope, I think you get it all.
Okay.
All right, thank you for the update. Just a couple of things. I know we've had some movement on the Marlboro thing. I was going to ask if I know we submitted a review comment on the NIPD's discharge permit. Is there anything coming back on that as of yet?
I haven't seen anything yet. I did receive copies of all the comment letters that were issued because we are the permittee. So there were a lot of PFAS comments, and I have not heard anything back yet from the EPA. So we're still waiting.
And I know in the minutes that we just approved, there was some mention of ongoing I&I work, anything, and some valve exercising. Anything further on those?
The next step, we did our smoke testing. We're in a bit of a COVID holding pattern, unfortunately, because the normal process after your smoke testing is to do building inspections. You smoke the pipes, you see potential illicit connections, and you then go into those structures and you inspect them. But due to the virus, we're still not entering structures yet. So they're re-evaluating what the next step is, and my expectation is that we will begin flow monitoring and flow metering and pipe inspections, video inspections come seasonal high groundwater in the spring. That'll be the next step. Hopefully, when the virus is under control and we have a vast amount of the population being vaccinated, we can then get in for building inspections maybe next fall, winter. That's my hope.
Okay. Any questions, comments from commission member or selectman liaison? Julianne Hirsch.
Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. But good to see you all.
Oh yeah, likewise. Anything?
Mr.
Any
Chairman,
questions?
I was curious about the litigation and what the legal counsel feels is the next step, or how to adjust it given the elimination of a couple of the provisions in the suit.
I can't get into too much detail in open
Right.
meeting, but I can certainly let you know that we have a tentative trial date set in April, and we're engaging counsel in trial prep meetings beginning later this week. And I did distribute the recent court findings to all the commissioners. If there's a desire, but before the next meeting or after the next meeting to conduct an executive session. I'd be happy to give you a more detailed update if you'd like.
Thank you.
Okay. David, anything?
All set.
Okay. All right. I guess hearing no further action items before the commission, this will be a motion by roll call. Oh, I know, Dave, you're gonna ask, Dave. Next meeting? I gave you that opportunity, Dave.
I was fumbling to get my unmute off. Next meeting?
Yeah, next meeting.
Can we, because everything is sort of behind a month or so on the financial side, normally in January, we would have already conducted our financial trend monitoring. I would be engaged with some of the financial boards and commissions. But that hasn't happened yet. My expectation is that those things will be happening in January. So my preference would be to schedule a meeting now for February so that I will have already gone through some of the financial boards and commissions and have an update for you at that point.
Okay, you wanna set a specific date right now, or you wanna?
What do you got, Sarah?
The third Tuesday is 2/16.
Okay. Day after President's Day? That works.
Same time, 5:30?
Yep.
Okay. Okay, I guess that was our last item there. So this will be a motion, Scott, I actually, if you have a couple minutes, I'd like to give you a call right after if I could.
Certainly.
Okay, thanks. This will be a motion by roll call to adjourn the meeting of the Water and Sewer Commission. Commissioner Furman,
Aye.
Commissioner Pepe,
Aye.
and Commissioner Meter is also an aye. So I wish everybody a safe holiday period,
You
apart
too.
from people, I guess. Huh?
Same to you.